In today's video, we will see control structures in C++. Control structure is used to control the flow of program. A program is usually not limited to a linear sequence of instructions. During its process, it may bifurcate code, or it may repeat some code, or take decision for some purpose. C++ provides control structures that serve to specify what has to be done by our program when and under which circumstances. So there are three types of control structure we can use in C++ programming: sequential statement, selection statement, and looping statement. A sequential statement means we execute code sequentially one by one. Then next is the selection statement. So here we can use different here statements like if statement, if else block, or switch block. So depending on the condition, or depending on some circumstances, if you want to execute some part or if you want to skip that part, we can do that inside this selection statement. Then next control structure is a looping statement. If we want to repeat some part of code, in that case we use looping statement. For that we can use while, do while, or for looping statement. So let's see these statements one by one. So let's start with the selection statement, and in selection statement we'll see if statement. So if statement, the if keyword is used to execute a statement or block only if a condition is fulfilled. So syntax for if statement is, here we use if keyword, then inside this round bracket here we mention condition. If this condition is true, then and then only this block get executed. Here this condition is the expression that is being evaluated. So this is the flow chart for if block. If is the keyword. If, here we mention this condition. If condition is true, then and then only this block get executed. If condition is false, then this block never get executed. So we'll see one example here. Here in a main function, I declare two variables and initialize variable a with value 13 and b variable with value 2. Here I use if statement, if, and the condition is a greater than b. It means this expression get evaluated first. So here I use a relational operator. So a greater than b. So here value of a is 13, value of b is 2. So value of a is greater than b. It means this expression uh, gives result that is true. So if this condition is true, then and then only this block get executed. So for this condition, for this value a equals to 13 and b equals to 2, this condition is true. So it execute this block, that is a is greater than b. And then this statement, it display this statement outside if. This is end of our program. Okay, but if we change this value, now we swap these values. If we assign value 2 to variable a and 13 to variable b, in that case it evaluate this expression a is greater than b. Yes, this is false, because value of a we assign here 2 and b 13. So a is not greater than b. It means this condition is false. So if condition is false, then this block never get executed. Then it execute this statement, that is outside if. This is all about if statement. If statement is true, if condition is true, then and then only that block get executed. We'll see next, that is if else statement. So if this condition is true, then we need to execute this block. We consider this is block 1. And if condition is false, then we need to execute this block 2, suppose. So this is the syntax. If condition, it execute this statements, a block of statement, if condition is true, and if this condition is false, else it execute this block. So this is the flow chart for if else statement. Here it evaluates this expression condition. If condition is true, then it execute this block 1. If this condition is false, in that case it execute block 2. Let's see one example for if else. Here we need to check whether entered number is even or odd. Okay, so here we declare one num variable. Then we entered value of num variable from user. Now to check whether entered number is even or odd. So if any number is divisible by 2 and if remainder is 0, it means if any number is completely divided by 2, it means that number is even number. Okay, so here we use this condition num modulo 2 equals to 0. So if this condition is true, then we execute this line, we display this line, that is entered number is even. And if this condition is false, then it execute this else part, that is entered number is odd. So here let's say output here, we entered number is 7. So it check this condition 7 modulo 2. If we divide 7 by 2, then the remainder is 1. So that is not equals to 0. It means this condition is false. So it execute this else block, entered number is odd. We can use if else if ladder also, if this condition is true, then and then only statement block 1 get executed. If this condition is false, if we want to check for another condition, then we can use else if ladder here. Here in else if we mention another condition. If this condition is false, then it check for another condition. If this condition is true, condition 2 is true, then it execute this block, statement 2 block. If this condition is false, again it check for the next condition, this condition 3. If this condition 3 is true, in that case it executes this statement 3 block. If again this condition is false, okay, it means all these three conditions are false, in that case it executes this else block. This is if else if ladder. If condition 1 is true, statement 1 block get executed. But if condition 1 is false, so it check for the condition 2. If condition 2 is true, it executes statement 2 block. If again condition 1, condition 2 are false, then it check for the condition 3. If again condition 3 is true, it execute statement block 3. If again condition 3 is false, it means condition 1, condition 2 and condition 3 are false. In that case it execute else block, it means it execute statement block 4. This is all about if else if ladder. We can use a nested if else statement also. Like this is the syntax: if condition 1, inside if block we use another if block, if else block here. Okay, if condition 1 is true, then and then only it check for the condition 2. If condition 1 is true, condition 2 is also true, then it execute statement 1 block statement 1. If condition 1 is true and condition 2 is false, in that case it execute statement 2. Okay, if condition 1 is false, in that case it directly execute this else block. This is nested if else statement. Now next selection statement is switch statement. So it is a multiple branch statement. Multiple conditions can be checked using a switch statement. A switch statement allows a variable to be tested for equality against a list of values. So here is the syntax: switch expression, and here we use different cases like case, and here x, y. These are nothing but the constant expressions. We can use any constant values like integers, or we can use character in a single quote. So syntax is if switch expression, if expression evaluates to x, then it execute this case x block. If this match with this y, expression is matched with y, then it execute this case y block. If there is no matching block, in that case it execute default block. This is the flow chart for switch statement. Here we evaluate this expression. If expression match with this constant expression, that is 1, then it execute code block 1. If it match with case 2, then it execute code block 2. If it match with case 3, in that case it execute block 3. If there is no matching blocks, in that case it execute default block. This is all about selection statement in C++.